Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 79 of our trip around the United States. We managed to do it last night. We followed the I-90 all the way from the east side of Minnesota to the west and ended just outside of Laverne. We're kicking things off here in Laverne with a beautiful sunrise and a nice foggy morning, but we're not driving through the fog. The fog's a little bit below us, and we'll take that because we had enough of that yesterday. We don't need any of that today. Today's route is 330 miles, and it's going to be an easy 330 miles because we do not have an overly complicated target list. And we're about an hour ahead on the schedule, so we have no problem making it to the end of our day, and we're going to push on a little ahead. All we're going to do from here at the very western edge of the state is push up by one row of counties and then start making our way east again until we get to ground we've already covered before we hook back around to end our day. Based on what we're seeing so far, I'm betting this is going to be another great day. There aren't a lot of virtuals on the list. Instead, we've got several earth caches, so maybe we'll get those scenic sites and they won't be fogged out like yesterday. And there's also several good geocaching targets on the list, so we know we're going to get to see some good ones of those one way or the other. Looking forward to another great day in the state of Minnesota as we work our way steadily north day by day. So come along with us and let's see what it has in store together. We got the day kicked off in Laverne at the southwest corner of Minnesota. With a population of nearly 5,000 people, it's interesting to think that there are more nutcrackers here than there are residents. The nearby Veterans Memorial was built in 2007. It features a pre-Civil War siege cannon, a life-size bronze statue of a uniformed veteran, an 18-foot black granite obelisk recognizing KIA servicemen, and a black granite curved wall recognizing MIA and POW servicemen. Clearly we're in store for a quiet, peaceful day out here in Minnesota on a Sunday morning. This is what the vast majority of our drive looked like today. Empty, lonely country roads, which meant we could enjoy a traffic-free drive almost all day long.
Enter, huh? Well, don't mind if I do.
Knowing I needed to walk the dog in the morning, we decided to hit the trails at the Pipestone National Monument. The first stop along the way, of course, had to be the Three Maidens. These stones are considered guardians of the quarry. Many American Indians leave offerings to these stones before entering the site. The prairie here is one of the few remnants of the once vast ecosystem that covered the Great Plains. Containing more than 300 plant species, it makes a great feeding ground for the local fauna. The red pipestone here was treasured by many local tribal groups, but to get to it they had to quarry through thick layers of quartzite. This quarrying activity is evident as you walk around the trail system. There are informational signs all along the way that tell you what each area is, its historical significance, what you're looking out at, and how it was developed. There are also several earth caches here that teach you about the geological significance of the area, in addition to an adventure lab that takes you to different historical points on the trail. Despite this being a relatively short loop trail, there's something to see every step along the way. This location was established as a national monument by Congress in August of 1937, with legislation affirming the quarrying rights of Native Americans. Any enrolled member of a federally recognized American Indian tribe may apply for a free quarry permit to come dig for the pipestone here at this location.
Leaping rock, huh?
This looks like the kind of leap that ends with broken bones, if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's a hard pass. Not gonna be leaping down from this thing anytime soon.
We did come down from the top of the Prairie View, but we did it the safe and sane way, using the staircase. This leads you to the cherry on top of what is already a beautiful hike, Winnewassa Falls. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, the visit to this national monument was the highlight of our day. It was also the point at which Ai-chan's energy peaked out. By the time we finished the trail system, she was ready for her mid-morning nap. And she certainly earned it out here. From there, we made our way into Slayton to pursue a 3-stage multi, which had really only made the target list because of the Veterans Memorial, which features 8 statues around the centerpiece, included wounded warriors, the Marine Corps, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, women in service, and fallen warriors. We also swung through Madelia to see their Veterans Memorial as well. And we were surprised to learn that this was built completely without tax dollars due to the time, talent, and contributions of the Memorial County and countless other volunteers who contributed to honor those who had served. Knowing that Minneopa Falls was along our route, we couldn't help but stop in here as well. Unfortunately, the conditions are still a bit dry, so it wasn't nearly as scenic as we might have hoped for during this visit. Under optimal conditions, the Minneopa Creek tumbles over an 8-foot ledge and then plummets nearly 40 feet into the beautiful gorge below. No worries, let's go get some geocaches instead. We'd been passing by large farm equipment and museums all morning long, so it was cool to finally see a geocache that was on one of these pieces of equipment. Now let's just have a look and see what's inside this toolbox. Ah, a little Matryoshka action here. A geocache within a geocache. I like it.
Gadget caches. Love them or hate them, we're going to be seeing lots of them. What to do here? Okay, that comes off.
Well, there's a cache container down there, all right.
What if we... There we go. Boom! One of these things is not like the others. Can you spot the odd man out? Yeah, neither could I. It actually took quite a bit of searching. But I sure was happy to make this find. Sneaky, sneaky.
Things started to get nutty very quickly when we reached this travel boat hotel.
Yep, that's the spot, all right. Good girl, you found it. Not only did we just get to make a cool find, but we have an audience watching too. Don't worry though, I'm fairly certain they're not gonna muggle the cache. I think we're good on this one.
Besides, they were far more interested in Aichon than anything I had to say or do. Passing through Wasika, we couldn't help but notice they had a brand new Veterans Memorial outside the courthouse. Dedicated only a few years ago, this Veterans Memorial has been several years in the making. The main feature of the monument are the 6 walls of granite which bear names of veterans who have some tie to Wasika County. At its center are 3 tablets bearing the insignia of each branch of the military and a quote from President Truman. And on our quick pass through Cleveland, we couldn't help but do the same thing. This time around, it was the howitzer that caught our attention. This basically pulled me into a power slide to check it out. Our last stop of the day in Le Sueur had me doing a bit of deja vu because we came here to see the Jolly Green Giant, just the way we ended our day yesterday too.
And that wraps up another day, just like that. And we did it with great timing, just like we did yesterday. That setting sun didn't tell us when the day was over, we told it. We are done for the day. We made it to St. Peter, which was our last planned target, and we got the last geocaches we need to wrap up the counties for the day. There were a lot of really well hidden geocaches on the list today that we visited. We didn't feature them because, well, we didn't find them. I don't know if our head just wasn't in the game or if the hiders are just better than us, but either way, there were a lot of really good caches we had on the list today that we spent some time on and crossed off and moved on to the next one. You can't win them all, and that's how it works in the game of geocaching. As long as we continue to get our targets for the counties and the pages though, we can write off the ones that we're not able to find and call it a day. No big deal. It's been a pretty good day and we really enjoyed Minnesota, despite all our DNFs on those tough caches. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.